Hello everyone, my name's Evil Spirit and welcome to the Vulture Culture Podcast, the only podcast where you can get your culture completely ripped off of your body like a carcass. Anyways, today's episode I'm here with Sirsplaysalot and RoxyReviews.
Hello.
Hello.
We probably should have introduced ourselves in the opposite order, but
It's alright. It's alright. Anyways, today, I was going to ask, how are you guys doing today? How's everybody doing?
Okay.
They're pretty good.
That's good. I'm still recovering from I've been sick since last week, but I've been recovering slowly. I'm doing better. So we all know what we're talking about today, right? I hope we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Banjo-Kazooie, right? The best 3D platformer?
No. We're talking about Super Mario 64, which, for those who don't know, Super Mario 64 is a 1996 platformer game developed and published by Nintendo for the Nintendo 64. It is the first Super Mario game to feature 3D gameplay, combining traditional Super Mario gameplay, visual style, and characters in a large open world. In the game, Bowser, the primary antagonist of the Super Mario franchise, invades Princess Peach's castle and hides the stars, sources of protection, the power stars, and many different worlds inside magical paintings as Mario, the player, collects power stars to unlock enough of Princess Peach's castle to get to Bowser and rescue Princess Peach. At least that's what Wikipedia describes it as. I fucked up and said something wrong, and you get the gist. This is probably one of the most influential video games ever created. It has been considered one of the greatest video games of all time. Numerous developers have cited it as influence on 3D platform games, while its dynamic camera system and 360-degree analog control establish a new archetype for the game, such as Super Mario Bros. Did for side-scrolling platform games. Now, of course, before we get any comments, we are not talking about Super Mario 64 DS for the Nintendo DS, because that is a completely different beast, and I don't think we've all played it, right? I played it.
I have not.
I grew up playing it.
But Roxy, you haven't played it, so we're not going to be talking about it today. Yeah. I highly recommend.
Isn't that the one where you're playing? Isn't that the one where don't you play as Yoshi at the beginning of that game? Or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, you played as
Yoshi. Then you unlock Mario, Luigi, and Wario.
Mm-hmm.
No Waluigi.
No Waluigi.
I mean, there were rumors, but they were made up.
Yeah. Anyways, so
why can't he ever get anything?
I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about that in like a Mario Tennis episode. We'll just go. So why isn't Waluigi getting anything?
Cause he's a loser, baby, a loser. I
think Nintendo. I just think that people at Nintendo are allergic to imagining Waluigi in any position other than holding a fucking tennis racket
or driving a car. Or swinging a baseball bat, Anyways, so...
Or being an assist trophy.
Or being an assist trophy. I guess that's fair. So yeah, I guess since we're going to be talking about Mario 64 here today, we'll start with Roxy and we'll go down the line. So it'll go Roxy, Sirsplaysalot, me. What was our first experience with Super Mario 64? Like, the original, not the DS game, obviously. So, Roxy?
My original, I guess, exposure was probably from SMG4's videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same here.
My actual first case of playing it was actually recent, like a couple months ago. Because my school has a place where you can play video games on certain consoles, and I figured, hey, I can try Super Mario 64. I haven't ever played it before, but I mean, I might as well give it a shot, right? Especially since I've seen people debate whether or not it's good, and by debate I mean most people think it's good, and then Gaming Magic 13 is like, nuh-uh.
Yeah. I guess that's true.
And I was like, I wonder if I'll end up siding with him or them in this. You know?
Mm-hmm. But that was your first time ever playing Mario 64. Did you play it on like the original N64 or was it emulated?
It was on 3D All Stars.
It was on what?
3D All Stars.
Oh, 3D All Stars. So the Switch port. Okay. I don't know why, but I thought for a minute you said 3DS, and I was about to be like, that's the DS port. But no. No. There is
Super Mario 64 if it was a good game, and it's the 3DS port.
God. Funny thing. Actually, there's an unofficial Mario 64 3DS port. I tried that out. It's all right. It's nothing. It's just Mario 64 on a 3DS. It looks exactly like the N64 game. It runs fine, but it was obviously reworked for 3DS. Okay, Sirsplaysalot, what was your first experience with Mario 64?
Original, you mean, right?
Yeah, the original.
Yeah. Okay, my throat. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, I think I've heard about it through SMG4, which actually helped out clear some confusion, because when I first got it on DS, I was confused why there was a 64 in the title. I never heard of it. And I did play it eventually on an emulator. Of course, the first proper experience was through 3D All Stars, which, funny story, when that came out, I went to GameStop with my mom while wearing a Mario hat, and the cashier just handed me the copy of 3D All Stars because they somehow knew that's the game I wanted.
They're like, yep. Believe it or not.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a Mario hat.
It's like...
And yeah,
Go ahead, sorry.
I played it and...
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say...
liked it, but I didn't bother 100% completing it, like with Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, I did not...
Oh, hold on.
Fully complete Mario 64 either.
We'll talk about that here.
Make us less able...
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a minute. I'll explain my origin story with Super Mario 64. Unlike everybody else, I actually didn't... I knew of Mario 64 before I watched SMG4. My first time ever watching or seeing Super Mario 64 was actually a playthrough done by the YouTuber Nintendo Capri Sun, and we might be talking about him in other podcast episodes down the line.
Ooh,
yeah,
I know him.
And
I am not familiar.
But basically, he had a playthrough of Super Mario 64, and then another YouTuber I watched at the time, Lonnie Dose, had played Super Mario 64, and basically, like, obviously, they weren't playing the DS port, they were playing the 64 original, and I played 64 DS, but I never seen 64, and my guess was, it was like, oh, it came out on a lesser console, then it got remade, because that is what happened. But, like, my first ever experience playing Super Mario 64 was actually not even, like, traditional. Like, I didn't emulate it. I didn't, like, none of my friends had it. I went to a store, or I went to, like, this daycare place. I don't know why I said store, but, like, basically, I was on vacation, and my grandparents were thinking about buying a place they could rent out here. They didn't get it, by the way, for anybody who cares about that. But they had an N64 there. They had the original Smash Bros. I think they had Ocarina of Time. And they also had Super Mario 64. And I played like 5 minutes of it, and I did not care for it. Like, because I was like 9. I didn't really know any better. So anyways, cut forward until...
I did not care for Super Mario 64.
Like, I was like, it's just not as good as the DS one. Anyways, cut a couple years into the future, I played Galaxy 2, Super Mario Bros. DS, Wii, whatever, all these other games. And then, like, cut to 2020. I have a Wii U, mind you. And I went to a relative's and they had a Wii U. I know two people have a Wii U. It's crazy, but they had Mario 64 on there, and I played I just sat down and started playing it, and I was like 16 at the time. So like, I bought it for my Wii U. 3D All Stars came out in 2020. I got that digitally. I should have got it physically. I still regret that, but yeah. Basically, ever since, I thought Mario 64 was a pretty good game overall. Anyhow, I guess, alright, enough about the happy backstory. Let's talk about
What
Mario.
our general thoughts are?
I was actually going to say, what are our thoughts on Mario as an IP? Like, if we take everything Mario's been in, like, we'll start with Roxy and go down the line again, but like, what do we think about Super Mario Bros? How do we like our Super Mario Bros? Like, do we like them in 3D, 2D, whatever? Go ahead.
See, Mario peaked with the 1993 movie and has been on a downward spiral ever since.
Oh my god. God.
No, but in all seriousness, I like Mario. Here's the thing. I could go for 2D or 3D Mario anytime, really. It doesn't... I'm fine with either. Yeah, to me, a game doesn't... To me, it's more of just whether or not the game is good than whether or not it's a 2D or 3D platformer. Like, Super Mario, like with Super Mario Galaxy 2 and Astrobot.
Yeah.
But also stuff like Cuphead and Mega Man 4 being on my favorite games list.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter for you. Like...
Yeah, not... As long as the game is good, I don't care if it's a 2D or 3D platformer.
Okay, Sirsplaysalot?
Oh, I like Mario.
Like...
Oh,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely have a lot of fond memories playing Mario Kart and Mario Kart. Mario Party and Mario Kart with my family.
Mario Kart and Kart.
Of course. And of course, I have a lot of respect for Mario as a series. It's one of Nintendo's big three, alongside Zelda and Pokemon. And I like both the 2D and 3D games.
You know,
with Odyssey being my favorite 3D and World being my favorite 2D.
I don't know if anybody... Okay,
For some reason, I thought you... Oh, sorry.
Oh,
For some reason, my first thought was Super Mario 3D World, and I was like, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously love Mario. I grew up with that Italian plumber ever since I could hold a controller. I played like some of my favorite games growing up was like, you know, Super Mario 3D World or like not even just 3D World, but like, you know, you got your Galaxies, you got your Mario Parties, Mario Party 8 being peak. Don't care what anybody says.
No, actually, 3D Land is the first game I ever owned not on a phone. Because the first game I ever played was Angry Birds.
I have a hard time remembering whether my first game was Mario Kart DS or Yoshi's Island.
I think my first game I ever played was New Super Mario Bros. DS, and I find that so weird because it's like with most people it's like, oh yeah, I played. Oh my goodness, I'm dying, guys. The cancer got to me.
Yoshi's Island counts. If Yoshi's Island counts, then it's my favorite 2D Mario game.
I wouldn't say it does, but maybe we'll have an episode.
I think of it more as a Yoshi game, but I mean, keep in mind, it literally says Super Mario World 2.
I mean,
Yoshi's Island.
But I mean, Wario Land has.
Speaking of Yoshi's Island, Roxy, do you know the commercial where the guy eats a lot and explodes?
Oh god.
Yes. I mean, hey, if we're gonna make fun of video game commercials, I might as well mention the Toy Story 2 video game again.
Oh god, no,
I think we should save video game commercials for another podcast.
We could do that.
Fun topic.
That'd be a good one. But I feel like that one we should bring in Panther for that one. But for now, let's stick with Mario 64. So this was actually one of the games like Mario as a whole, I think everybody's like, well, there's like like Mario has so many different facets of like, you got Mario Party, Mario Kart, Mario Tennis, Mario RPGs. That it's like to the point where we're like
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Yeah, which by the way is now canceled. Thanks, Sega, assholes. Or sorry, no, that was the Olympics. Yeah, fuck you, Olympics. Anyways, yeah, there's like just so much of Mario people could bring up, and like obviously Mario is in a lot of people's hearts to this day. I just want to bring up like what we all thought about Mario as a whole. Like, would you guys even say like Mario is still like the most iconic video game character? Like even today, like I would still say so.
I think so.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean, I don't think.
I don't necessarily think Mario is the most beloved. I think people tend to like Luigi more, but I think Mario is the most iconic. Definitely.
Yeah, Mario's definitely like the most iconic. Like even like many people would even be like, I feel like nobody would play certain games unless it has Mario on it. Like, you know, I mean, like don't get me wrong. Like obviously people are like, oh, I'll go play
like
this
Mario
game.
and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Mario's on it. It has to be a good time. I'll have my fun with it, you know. And it's like, oh, a game where you can turn into a dragon, or where you fight a fucking dragon and turn into Bowser. Yeah, fuck it. I mean, yeah, why not? Who cares? It sounds like a great time. And like, I think one of the things that made, like, we're gonna rope back into Mario 64 right now. What makes Mario 64 so cool was it said, hey guys, you like 2D, let's flip it on its head, let's go 3D. And you know, people loved it. Mario 64, even today, like whether your opinion on Mario 64 is terrible, or like, as in like you don't like it, not meaning like your opinion's terrible, but like Mario 64 today is still like, without Mario 64, you don't really have 3D platformers. Like, even, like, that could even be attributed to today. Like, you know, I feel like Mario 64 is just way too important that saying, like, oh, well, it's shit. Like, it didn't do anything. It's like, that's a lie, you know. I guess now we can...
Okay, so I think my thought on... I think it's fair to be able to, I guess, respect a game's contributions, but
yeah, I was about to say,
necessarily make it.
you can still have a lot of respect for the
that's
game.
not indicative of the quality.
Well,
it just means that the game did something new and is influential. You know what I mean?
I feel like
for its time, yeah. But
I mean, I'll go
there are
ahead.
better options today.
Definitely.
Kind of like how I respect Snow White for being the first animated Disney movie, but there are better options.
Yeah, I mean, like,
is Snow White anybody's favorite Disney movie?
I don't think so. I mean, like, that's kind of like the question of, like, Mario as a franchise today. It's like, do people even consider the first Mario game better than, like, any other Mario game that came out past it, you know? Like, I mean...
I do like the first Mario game.
Yeah, I like it too.
I like it.
It's not... I wouldn't say it's like the greatest Mario game ever. It's pretty simple, but it gets the basics down really well.
Yeah, I mean, for the first ever 2D side-scrolling video game, it's like they did a great job with it.
Hey, it's at least a more fun game than Figure Star.
Yeah, that is true. Again, sorry if you keep hearing me cough. I'm fucking dying.
My only major problem with that original game is the fucking Hammer Brothers.
Oh god, the Hammer Brothers. To an extent, the Lakitus can also get kind of annoying, but like, yeah, you know. I guess
the Hammer Brothers are
they're worst.
Like, a Hammer Brother on its own. A Hammer Brother on its own can be a run ender in the original game.
Yeah.
I guess now it's time we finally talked about our own thoughts on Mario 64 itself.
Yeah, I guess the first question is about Mario 64. What is your guys' opinion on the game? Like, we'll start with just broad strokes. Roxy, you go first.
I didn't like it all that much.
Okay, is that it? I guess it is just broad strokes.
I mean,
I mean,
I think it's one of those things where I think if you don't really have a frame of reference, it would be better. But having played like newer, more polished games, and even games that aren't that much older than it, like I guess Crash Bandicoot and stuff, I actually I don't even know which one of those came out first. When did Mario 64
I
come
think
out?
Mario 64 came out in 1996. Yeah, 1996.
Yeah, that's the same year as the original Crash Bandicoot. I just don't know the exact release. Whatever, you get what I mean. I I think that it's one of those things where, like, on its own,
September
I might like it better if I had never played a 3D platformer before, because because playing it now, it feels kind of alien and unpolished and incomplete and stuff.
All right, Sirsplaysalot, and you go ahead, and then we'll just start talking.
Oh, sorry,
All right.
also
Sorry.
janky.
Go ahead, Sirsplaysalot.
Now, despite 64 being in my username,
Mm-hmm.
I think that Super Mario 64 is quite good. But that's about it. It's good and nothing else.
For my quick broad strokes, real quick, I think Mario 64 is also good. I think Super Mario 64 is enjoyable. I still find myself picking it up from time to time. Like, even though, like, obviously, it's like, oh, well, just play Odyssey again. But, like, I don't know, just 64, I'm always like, oh, fuck it, I can play a couple, I can get a couple stars while I wait. Like, even, like, I did, like, a playthrough of it, like, 2 years ago, and I was like, yeah, I could just go back and play 64 again. Meanwhile, it's, like, kind of hard for me to do that for, like, certain Mario games. Like, I don't see myself revisiting World all that often. Land I see myself kind of coming back to. But yeah, it's pretty good. I don't think it's perfect. Despite me being like, oh, I love Mario 64. It's so great. I don't think it's perfect. There's a lot of problems. Like, and we'll talk about those here in a minute. There's some problems I have with this game. But I guess now we could just discuss... Roxy, what are some of your problems with Super Mario 64? What's your first problem that you want to talk about first?
The camera really bothered me.
Oh yeah, the camera.
Okay, weirdly enough, I never had a problem with it personally. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, that's fine. I'm just saying, I had some issues. Like, I mean, to be fair, I don't think any 3D game is immune to having camera issues from time to time, but I found them more frequently in Super Mario 64 than I did with a lot of other games.
I think what many people will give the benefit of the doubt was this was the first instance any 3D platformer really tried going for a camera.
I'm not saying it's not understandable, but that also doesn't make
it doesn't negate the problem.
Yeah, it doesn't negate the problem.
Yeah, it's not like just because like, oh, well, there's a reason for it.
Like the discussion with the fucking Jurassic Park dinosaurs.
Like,
I mean, like, well, they destroyed DNA. Like, and it's like, okay, so it's inaccurate, and also a bunch of people just and even then, the Velociraptor at the beginning of the movie is inaccurate anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
I think like one thing also a lot of people are like, there is a way to negate it, and it's like go in first person, then go out of first person, and then you're good. Like it'll stay on you. Like I never really ran into any camera troubles myself.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. I guess it would kind of vary from player to player.
Mm-hmm. Well, like also, I did map the camera controls to a C-stick, so maybe just like I was able to make it work. I played some games with some janky ass cameras. obviously 3D platformers are obviously good when their controls ain't fucking janky as shit. But like, I don't think Mario 64 fully has jank like that. Oh, go ahead.
I did think the way Mario moves felt a little bit janky. Like you can't precisely and properly turn around without coming to a complete stop. I thought that felt really weird.
That was annoying sometimes, especially when I was like at the edge of a cliff and it would do a complete, Mario would just do a complete donut and I would fall off.
Well, I don't know if this is.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, also, okay. This one is more of a subjective thing. A lot of the color schemes in the levels just feel kind of gross and strange to me. Then that's fine in levels like Big Boo's Haunt, where it's supposed to be off-putting.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Like in ones like Jolly Roger Bay, it felt very strange.
Doesn't really look jolly to me.
I think like
what made and with the music too, it's depressing.
Honestly, I think
it's depressing.
I think that's what they were really trying to go for with Jolly Roger Bay was like it's like such a it's like you hear that name and you're like, oh great, a beach level. Then it's like it's actually, oh well, this is just kind of spooky. I don't want to go into the water. Like, I mean, mind you, it was like, in most video games, water is like blue, happy, fish, sand, whatever. But they're like, nah, let's make it look like a fucking ship crashed here and that there's an eel living in it. And it's like, oh shit, there's pirates. There's pirate treasure chests, But I don't think that makes it
and I guess
necessarily bad.
And I guess with that whole music thing, I guess I have one other thing to add. I'm not so big on the music. And once again, that is a subjective thing.
Man, I thought the music was pretty good.
Most part, I like the music.
I like the music.
I mean, so there are some bits that can be dull, but for the others, it's really good.
No, like Jolly Roger Bay's music in particular, with the fact that you're moving slowly in an underwater level that looks depressed, like I don't know, it felt like it was trying to put me to sleep.
That's what I like about it. It's relaxing. Unlike honestly, it felt like this was like supposed to be like against some of the Mario norms where it's like, oh, the athletic theme, like the like it's supposed to be more like take your time, relax. You don't need to rush. You can relax, take in the environment however you want to take it. Like I like that. Like cuz like instead of like
it's meant to be like atmospheric.
Mhm. Yeah, like more relaxed, like hey, you don't got to run. Just relax, walk. Take a breath. Like, I think, like, Snowman Land and, like, that's a good song. Like, the bum, 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 bum. It's relaxing. It's way more peppy.
Actually, while we're on the subject, let's name our favorite music track in the game.
Okay. It's iconic.
Bomb Battlefield.
Bomb Battlefield's iconic. It's great. It's awesome. It's a great song. They do a good job with the bum, 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 ba-da. Like, you just enter and you're like, what? I like Peach's castle theme.
Version better though.
I like I don't like the Smash remix of it. You ever hear the Smash remix? It sounds way too jovial. But it's not very good. Like compared.
Yeah, one of my favorite. That'd definitely be the credits music.
I like the credits music.
Okay, I just want to say
relaxing and peaceful, like victorious. Like it's the only track in the game I have favorited on Nintendo Music.
Wow.
I know it's not the same game, but I just want to say the Smash remix of Yoshi's Island also pisses me off.
I mean, that kind of has something to do with it. I like the slide music in the game. I don't like it for Rainbow Ride.
Also a pretty good one.
I don't like Rainbow Ride because it goes on too long, obviously. But like when you're actually just sliding down a fucking slide, it's awesome. I like Bowser's theme. Yeah. The do-do-do-do. It's good. They do. Yeah, like I like that opening. Honestly, I love the opening. Because it's supposed to be like, oh, you're fighting fucking Bowser. Oh, I guess we could talk about the boss fights here in a minute. But like the music in Mario 64 is pretty good. I like Mario 64 music.
On the topic of Bowser, his design in this game is fucking hilarious.
It is, ain't it?
Stung by
He looks like
he got stung by a
bunch of bees.
He looks like he got fucked. It looks like he's malnourished. It's like, hey Mario! I didn't fucking take my meds today. I didn't take my meds today, Mario. I'm gonna kick your ass. Alright, yeah. Your ass, son. So what do we all think of, like, the bosses overall? Like, not just Bowser, obviously.
They're lame.
All of them, though? Come on, King Bob-omb's pretty cool. I mean...
No, he's a very
lame. He's the first boss, so it makes sense that's easy. Bowser fight
and yet
he's frustrating because he can hardly aim while he's going so fast.
And yet King Bob is still more difficult than the final boss in Crash Bandicoot 2.
Oh,
Bowser in this game is weird, but like I guess they were like, it would be too easy for you to knock over a giant axe. Like
I think it's very strange that that he's like, oh, I got the... Like, why does he even have bombs around the arena? That makes even less sense than that.
Why does he even tell you how to beat him? Why?
It's the same reason why he has a giant axe and his same reason why he has a giant axe and breakable blocks underneath him. Same reason. Because, like, I mean, the axe in Mario 1 doesn't make any fucking sense. Neither does the fact that, like, how you beat him in 3 is that he jumps up in the air, then he crashes down.
Also, I want to say it's, like, I don't know, the fact that you have to spin him into it is very strange. Like, Mario can lift him, huh? But okay, I'm fine with that being how it works. I'm just saying I find it weird.
No, I agree.
But, also, I think that the difficulty of the Bowser fights just goes way too...
at the very end.
It's way too cool at the end.
Yeah.
Because in the previous Bowser fights, since it was kind of impossible to aim him while spinning really fast anyway, you could at least stand next to the bombs and spin him very slowly.
Yeah.
But in this one, you actually have to spin him fast, and it just feels like a game of chance.
I agree. I don't like the final Bowser fight. I do have to say, though, I do like his roar. His roar sounds really good. And it's like, ah! Like, he sounds like a fucking lizard, like how he's supposed to. You know, or sorry, a turtle, not a lizard. Wrong species.
Nah. He should have shown up and gone monkey.
No,
monkey.
You know, to be fair, this game, like with the boss fights, I don't remember a lot of them, but I think you fight a giant Wiggler in this game.
I think so too.
It's on like the mountain, but King Bob-omb is pretty cool. I like King Bob-omb.
And Bowser are the only two memorable ones.
Mm-hmm. I think that's where the other 3D games. I think that's where the other 3D games get it right. Is the boss fights, and that's where the 2D game gets it wrong. Is the boss fights.
Especially Odyssey.
Oh yeah, Odyssey does a great job with boss fights. Like, but Wonder...
The boss fights were awesome in that game.
Like, I was talking about Wonder and I was like, my biggest problem with Wonder is the boss fights. My biggest problem with 64 is the boss fights. I like Wii, and it's not really because the boss fights were good, but I do like Wii, mind you. I'm working on a video talking about Wii, but, here's my biggest thing, though, I want to bring up for 64. the game could have bad boss fights, but still be good. And that's Mario 64 in my head. Is that, yeah, the boss fights, they're not good. But the games after, like, but, like, the platforming and stuff is still fun to do. Like, I still like platforming in, like, every area. I still 100% some of the opening areas every time. Mind you, I don't 100% the game. I don't think 100% of the game is all that fun. But, who knows?
You know what else is not fun?
What?
The wing cap.
Okay, but wing cap ain't bad. I like flying around with it sometimes.
Ooh. Okay,
I can barely control it. It's garbage.
One thing I will say. I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have that sometimes. It sucks. Just like the wing cap.
Oh! If I can remember it, I'll tell you.
I guess we could talk about...
Okay, I know that the other Mario games do this too.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't make it good there either.
Yeah.
But I find it really annoying that when you get a star, and Odyssey fixes this.
Mm-hmm.
But I find it really annoying that when you get a star, it, with the exception of the 100 coin one, I think,
yeah,
it takes you out of the level.
Aside 100 coins. Aside 100 coins, you get sent back.
Yeah, except for those ones.
Yeah, which
I find it really annoying.
I don't like that either.
Yeah, they can be a
slog. I think out of all of them, 64 makes the most sense. Well, no, Galaxy and Galaxy 2 also makes sense.
Well, Galaxy makes sense since they were made around
Galaxy
that idea of having the
sense.
Yeah, those
since the stages in that game have a certain amount of linearity.
Yeah. Yeah, 64, it's weird because, like, I can see it on some levels. Like, for example, when you beat King Babam and then you go do Koopa the Quick, then there's a flag on the mountain. Maybe they couldn't render it in. I don't know. Like, I don't know why I couldn't just spawn there or something. Or ask you if you want to leave or not. But, like, I don't know. I get, like, it's the first of its kind. But, yeah, that is also really annoying. It was the first time they did this. So we can give them a little slack with 64. But since Sunshine also does it, it does kind of get really annoying after a while. I'm glad Odyssey does fix that. With having it to where you're just in the world the entire time. Instead of leaving, because I mean, I guess to an extent 3D World also kind of fixes that technically, but that's a way different scenario. I think at least.
Well, 3D World and 3D Land are kind of like what a 2D Mario game would be like if it was 3D.
Honestly, I think that was the entire case. Like, 64 was originally planned that it was going to have multiple levels. But then they ran out of space, like, almost immediately. And they were like, oh, okay, well, then let's just make big worlds where you can get multiple stars in them. And that's exactly what they did. Good thing on their part, because they made a whole genre out of it. They made Banjo-Kazooie and so on. But, you know, 3D World, I think, was the original plan.
2.
No, Jesus.
You know what's funny is that actually the Toy Story 2 video game actually doesn't kick you out of the stage.
No, because
I mean, it's nice to see that people. It's nice to see that people pretty soon after Mario 64 came out didn't repeat that.
Yeah, same with Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie and Conquer don't do it either. So
I haven't played those, so I'm not gonna comment.
And you never will, because we'll never get another one.
I have seen transgender porn of Conquer, though.
Bro.
Of course you have.
Anyways, since we're still talking about Mario 64, obviously Luigi was not in this game. Originally, he was planned to make an appearance, but I don't think he ever did. Maybe
and then doesn't Yoshi only have a cameo?
Yes, Yoshi has a cameo, which is...
Yoshi has a cameo where he, like, gives you triple jump and he jumps off a roof.
Yeah, doesn't Yoshi kill himself?
Basically.
Yoshi dies and doesn't come back.
This is so sad. But yeah, Mario 64 was the first Mario game to not include Luigi that wasn't a handheld game. Like, first home console, no Luigi appearance. And many people, I think, questioned why that was the case.
This-
And it's just because they couldn't handle it.
Talking about the rumors.
We don't have to talk about rumors, but we could rather just talk about what other Mario games introduced, like after 64 and kind of, or like before 64 that was cut in 64. Like Mario doesn't have any traditional power-ups, so on and so forth. We can talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
So Luigi wasn't in this game. How disappointed was everybody? I know I was. It's weird because I think
I mean, I played DS before this, so
he did eventually make his
really
appearance.
bother me.
Yeah, he did really make
I
his
had a
appearance.
version with Luigi.
Roxy, you still there?
Sorry, for some
there you go.
reason. For some reason, I thought you said Entropy made his first appearance, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Obviously. So since Luigi didn't make his appearance until Mario 60, like he did he appear in Sunshine?
I don't think he
I
did.
haven't played it.
Let me look it up. Actually, I think we need to talk about the items from Mario 64, but I'm gonna look this up real quick.
I guess I'll start while you do that. The wing cap sucks ass. The metal cap's pretty cool, and the invisibility cap is alright.
The invisibility cap is the only one I unlocked.
Oh,
I don't. How do you even get the other two?
You know, for
oh,
like, you have to look up at the light in the capsule to find the switch for wing cap, and metal cap you have to go in the the castle's sewer system.
yeah. It's in Hazy
Not
Maze
Hazy
Cave.
Maze Cave though, the other sewer system.
Yeah. The invisibility cap is like you ground pound into a pit in the ground. Not gonna lie, I love the 1 star where it requires you to have 2 out of the 3 power-ups to get it. I thought that was cool. I think Mario 64 doing that was just funny. You need the invisibility and the metal cap to get it. Well, I don't think you need the metal cap. It's just helpful if you do. It's in Dire Docks, in case anybody's wondering. That's the level before you go fight Bowser for the second time. A good stage. I like the music. Again.
What's your guys' favorite stage, actually?
Oh, man. That's tough. Probably Womp's Fortress. It's the most, like, fun to traverse. Well,
So much so they brought it back.
I know, right? For Throwback Galaxy. Also,
But oh, sorry.
go ahead. What's up, sir?
I don't really have one.
I was gonna say, my favorite one is actually Wet Dry World.
What Dry World's an interesting one, definitely. A lot of the worlds have cool gimmicks, like, to them. Like, you could...
If there's anything I can fault Mario 64 on, it's not a lack of ideas.
Oh, no, man. Like, especially in the 3rd act. Like...
Okay, I will say this, Lethal Lava Lands kind of felt like a bunch of random blocks. Like a Sonic 2D stage in 3D. But that's the only instance I can really think of a stage feeling like that.
I liked that stage because what made it so cool was, like, there's a volcano in the middle, you can go into the volcano, there's logs that you gotta go over, there's a puzzle. It feels like... Because, like, most lava levels in Mario game is, like, death, despair, and this one's like, oh, cool, a puzzle, whoa, wow, oh, I broke my hand. Like, it's just silly, but it's also fun, just playing through it. I think one thing I do not like about Lethal Lava Land is the final star is kind of annoying to get, but other than that, I like it.
What would you say is the worst star that you got?
Oh my god, fucking Rainbow Ride. Fuck that level.
Yeah, just every star in that level.
Yeah, fuck all those stars. Rainbow Ride is a horrible level, and the fact it became a stage in Smash Bros. Is fucking stupid. But
as if, and wasn't it in Melee? But then they brought it back in Brawl, as if Brawl's selection of stages couldn't get any fucking worse.
As much as I love Brawl, I admit some of the new stages are bad.
What you mean you don't like 75M, Rumble Falls, Frigate Orpheon, and
No. But on the bright side, it did introduce my favorite stage in the series, PictoChat.
PictoChat was fucking awesome.
Love the visuals. Yeah, I just love
All
PictoChat.
that for PictoChat. Let's go!
that was Brawl's contribution to the series. Because Subspace Emissary is overrated as fuck in my opinion.
They also brought in Solid Snake and Shadow Moses Island. Another good stage.
Introduced third-party characters.
And of course, Lucario. How can we forget?
God!
How can we forget the thick-thighed Pokemon?
Anyway, back to. But yeah, the items in
64.
The items in Mario 64. The invisibility cap is cool. I wish it was used more, but I do like it that you can go through walls in certain areas. I just thought it was cool. The metal cap.
Oh my God.
The metal cap. I like it, but also kind of underutilized. A lot of the power-ups are very much like one-time uses. Like you use them once and then you're done. Yeah, like only for a certain star. Like Mario's Wings to the Sky, or go and find the eye behind the wall.
It's kind of like how the Fire Flower works in Galaxy.
Yeah, it's like most Galaxy power-ups actually.
Unfortunate.
It's like most Galaxy power-ups where it's very much like based on what star you're going for, you're going to use that power-up. Like the only exception would be like the Cloud. But like other than that, you'd be like, "Oh, why I got to use the honeybee suit so then I can climb across the honey queen." It's like that's the only time.
I want to climb across the honey queen.
I climb around the honeybee, Luigi.
Exactly, and then like,
where'd you do that, Mario?
And then you got levels like.
Well, no, if you've seen the previous episode, you already know what I want to do.
No. There's also the fact that
it's pollination time.
There's also the episode. There's also the fact that like most of like what Mario does in the game, like it's on him. It's never like on any other power-ups. Like, you never need, like, a frog suit or a fucking fire flower. You just have him. That's all you need. Like, you can beat most of the levels and stages, like, and stars, I mean, with just Mario. You don't need a wing cap. You can beat the game without any power-ups. It's possible. How fun is it? I don't know, but it is possible.
I mean, to be fair, I only unlocked the invisibility one, so if you want me to comment on that,
it's a cool idea, but like, I think Galaxy does it better. Sunshine, I've only seen Yoshi have power-ups. I don't think Mario gets a single one. Am I right or am I wrong? Let me know down in the comments below.
You're right.
All right, cool.
I mean, you can unlock some upgrades for Flood, but that's about it.
Oh yeah, Flood gets upgrades. Upgrades. Anyways, yeah, I guess if we're still talking about worlds as well, some of the levels in the game. Big Boo's Haunt is cool. I love it. It's awesome. It's way better than most ghost houses in the world. What? Who said that? Sorry.
Oh, I'm totally with you on that. That stage is like confusing in design and stuff, but that's actually
that's a really cool level on it.
And it's for a ghost house.
Has a spooky atmosphere.
Also,
like
what makes it so cool? It's
not
one.
Spooky as Shadow Temple, but
my only issue is that the wall jump in Super Mario 64 is so. It feels so neglected that the fact that you actually have to do it there, I was like, wait, what? God.
Okay, the best way how I did a wall jump is that you do a side flip onto a wall and then immediately press B in the direction you want. That's the best way how I done it. But, like, I know a lot of people don't like doing it. But I also heard that, like, crouch jumping and then doing a backflip, like, doing a backflip onto the wall and then jumping off is pretty good. I would say that the wall jumping in this game, Mario moveset as a whole, I like a lot. And I think the wall jumping is way better in this game than it is in Super Metroid. I'm sorry, I just had to say it. I do not like the wall jumping in Super Metroid.
To be fair, Super Metroid has, like, literally the worst wall jumping ever.
I don't like the wall jumping in Super Metroid. But, like, I don't know how
No, it's
controversial that
terrible.
is.
I absolutely love that game. I will not defend the wall jumping. It's horrible and not even well explained for the little aliens that go.
And then I guess should we talk about some of the stars in the game? What are like some of the best stars? What are some of the worst?
I guess so.
Yeah. I'll name.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, Roxy. You go ahead.
I like the one. Oh, sorry. I keep accidentally interrupting.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're
That's
good.
fine.
I like the one in Wet Dry World where you have to find that like lost city.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
I thought that was cool.
Now, what's one you hate?
Anything in Rainbow Ride.
Valid.
Oh, the treasure chests in Jolly Roger Bay with no indication of which order you have to open them in.
Oh yeah, my favorite thing, trial and error. Not even the fun type of trial and error.
I'm not one to defend stuff, that kind of stuff. But my what I always say about that is like, well, if you take damage, you can always heal back. Like, just go into the water. It sucks, but like, I don't think it's the worst.
I forgot that they didn't distinguish. I mean, it's old technology, so I totally get it. I forgot that they didn't distinguish your health bar and breathing meter. So if you go in water, you can just instantly heal.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was weird, but I also was like, you know what? You can give it a pass. Like, it was the first of its kind. A lot of this game can be just contributed to, you can give it a pass, because it's the first of its time. Mind you, that's not the, like, you can still say, I don't like this game.
You can, but
it's like,
you can only stretch that so far to the point until it affects your entertainment.
Yeah, Bubsy. Sorry.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
Okay, you know what?
By the way, Bubsy team, if you ever make another Bubsy game, I'll play Bubsy for free. I don't care. I'll do it. It'd be funny.
Okay. I guess, Sirsplaysalot, do you have any stars that you like? Or dislike?
Let's see. I know I disliked like getting the star on top of the pyramid because I was always trying to jump on the Shy Guy, only to get fallen into the quicksand or get fried by that orb thing. That's her favorite star. I don't know. There's a lot of good ones. Let me
just
think.
start going. You can just name any of them.
Wait, what?
Just go ahead, list them all.
Fire myself out of a cannon.
Into a wall.
At any stage where I do that, that's fun.
Do you like the one where you blast yourself into a fucking wall? I like that one.
Yes.
It's so stupid, but it's also like, it's so funny. You just blast yourself into a wall. For no reason.
Wasn't there like a one... I didn't even get it when I played the game. I think I just heard about it after the fact. Isn't there one in like Tall Mountain where you have to go into some sort of like invisible wall that acts like the paintings or something?
Thanks.
There is one like that on Tall Mountain where you saw me do that, Roxy, because I was playing it and I just jumped into the wall and you're like, where the fuck did you go? And I said, I'm doing the slide.
That's stupid.
It wiggles. You see it wiggle. That's how you're supposed to know.
That doesn't mean I can... Okay, you don't jump into a pair of tips.
How do you know what I do in my day-to-day life? I probably do. You don't know.
I mean, I never had the opportunity to do so.
Anyways, yeah, I would say... Well, here's one star I really like. Hot take. The fucking one where you ride Dory, and then the wall jumps will work one are really good. I like those walls. Or those stars. Those walls. Wall jumps.
Those walls.
Wall jumps can work. Oh my god, guys. Golf Bitch viewed my profile. Hell yeah. That was their username. Sorry. But yeah, the 1 star, like, a few stars I don't like. I don't like the ones where it's, honestly, I don't like the RNG pirate chests. Even though I don't think they're as bad. Honestly, any star where it's like, honestly, I like TikTok Clock's fucking clock one, where if you do it at 3 o'clock, you just, like, it's all stopped. I think that's really cool. Cool attention to detail. I don't know why, but I like it. Some of the Bowser stages I like. I like the first and second one. The third one's like a really good trial run, but I don't like the final boss. I don't like the first star of Snowman's Land. I think it's very annoying when you get blown off, because you have to redo all of it again, which is not easy getting up there. And it's not easy getting back down.
And because you have to mimic the movements of another character on ice physics.
Yeah, I don't like that. Any Rainbow Ride sucks as a whole. And I mean, okay. Now I'm going to ask you guys. We've been going for an hour here, almost an hour. So here's the question of the day: what would you guys rank Mario 64 on a scale of 1 to 10?
A 7.
7. All right, Roxy.
I don't know. Probably like a 4.
A 4. Fuck! What did you rank Hell of a Boss?
I mean, I don't blame you.
Wait, did we do a ranking for Hell of a Boss? Fuck.
No.
Damn, I thought we did. That's why we were doing it. Damn it. Okay, guys, give your ranking on Hell of a Boss. 2 out of 10. Hurry, get
11 out of 10.
Oh my god. 11? Okay.
I said 7.
No, Roxy said 11. I was like, 11? Okay, alright. I would say Mario 64 is like a good 7 out of 10. I don't think it's bad. I just think it's alright. I think it's good. 4's like, that's pretty low for Mario 64. Alright, well, before we end off this episode, Roxy, do you have anything you want to shout out before we end off? Like YouTube channel, whatever?
Not that I can think.
Where can the people at home find you? Give them...
On my YouTube channel. Put it in the description.
Yep. Sirsplaysalot, where can the lovely people find you?
Well, I do have YouTube, but I'm currently don't have any videos, so follow me on DeviantArt or Letterboxd instead.
Alright. And of course, you all know where to find me. YouTube channels, my Blue Sky, my Letterboxd, my Reddit, and my TikTok will all be down there to greet you. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for my hosts for coming in on this episode. This is the first time we reviewed a game. If you guys have any suggestions for what we should talk about, let us know down in the comments. We upload every Friday, and I will see you all, or we'll see you all in the next episode. Thank you for listening.
So much. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast.